hunt hungry.
You had a post on your Facebook page, which is Storm Tracker, right? Archer Storm Tracker.
Yep.
If you didn't know that, and I'll provide the links. Not that you need any more followers, but I'll provide all the links.
I'm always looking for new followers, man.
Absolutely. But you had a post about the buck moon, and it hit me because I've got a buddy, the same buddy that celebrates December, who he'll walk out and go, "There's a buck moon. The bucks are moving," or whatever. And we kind of just had a little bit of a convo about that on Facebook. What is a buck moon? You would know the scientific behind it. What is a buck moon?
Well, so first of all, the moon for the month of July, the full moon, most of the moons, I think all of them, every month have a name. And generally, most of them have been provided or given by Native American tribes. I mean, there is the wolf moon, there's the pink moon, there's all kinds of moon names. And this month is called the buck moon. And it was given, the month of July, the full moon was given because of deer. I mean, bucks are growing their antlers right now. We all know, all the hunters know that, we're in velvet season right now. We're growing them antlers, and it's starting to become, I feel like, and this may not be right, but I feel like July is show you what you got month when it comes to these bucks. Like they go from nothing to something real quick. I've got, I'm not trying to brag, but I mean, on our lease, we have some bucks that have went from, whoa, this look good to holy cow. Like these bucks are looking real good, this month, where I felt like it was in 2 weeks, the antlers really started to shape up. And, so that's what the moon is labeled in the month of July. That's why they call it the buck moon. They're not really any relation to deer hunting or anything like that. But I really enjoy talking about space and the moon. So anytime we have a full moon, I generally share it on my Facebook and social media. And this is my favorite one because I'm an avid deer hunter. So I like the buck moon.
Absolutely. So it's just particular to that month. So is there anything
July
that like the moon being up in the middle of the day, say like in October, if it's October and it's 1 in the afternoon and the moon is out, is there a term for that?
I don't know. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm not sure. I do know that like today, for example, the full the peak illumination, I think it is, was like 3:30 today. So really, when the moon rises tonight at 8:48 p.m. here in Arkansas, you'll be able to see it. It'll be full, but technically, it's not a peak illumination here in Arkansas.
Gotcha.
But don't get me wrong, it'll still look very full and stuff tonight. When it rises, it'll be gorgeous. But it's actually a pretty distant moon too. This moon isn't real close to us. It's a pretty good distance away, but it will still be large and on the horizon tonight after sunset.
Yeah, I assume that the term buck moon, and like you hear people talk about majors and minors and the movement of deer and fish and stuff based off majors and minors, and I assume that was kind of related to that term. So it's just the month is based off of kind of a calendar, I guess, that Native American names and stuff like that.
Yep. There's all kinds of names, man.
Do you think that the moon being up in the middle of the day or majors and minors plays an effect on deer? Because you keep up. I walk in the woods and I'm just like, yep, it's time to go deer hunting. You're like probably more scientific about it, so.
So let me ask you this. Are you asking me if I think the moon impacts deer movement?
Yes.
Okay. I do think it does sometimes. I do. Now, I know that there are people who are way smarter than me out there who might disagree. But I truly feel like most of the time that if the moon is high at night, it's fully illuminated, that deer movement will be a little bit different. But I do feel like there's some caveats as well. Weather trumps all. I truly feel like that is a legitimate thing when it comes to deer. Hopefully most would agree with me on that. Weather trumps all and the rut. I don't think it really matters if there's a hurricane moving in. If a buck is looking for a hot doe, he will go through hell or high water to get to it. He does not care about the moon phase. He's not going to get up from his bed and say, oh, I got to get back down. There's the full moon tonight. But I do feel like in a general sense, the moon does play a part. And I feel like, judging by what I've seen on camera, just for example, today, before we started talking, I got a notification on my cell camera. There were some deer in my food plot today at 3 o'clock. It's hot. And there was 8 or 9 deer in the food plot. They fed in passing. I'm guessing maybe going to a different bed. But I feel like deer move more in the middle of the day when we have full moons, and I feel like they really get going at night. That might just be a coincidence of something that I've observed. Like I said earlier, there might be some scientists out there who know more than me who would disagree, but I do feel like they move more at night when we have a full moon, and maybe more in the middle of the day.
Yeah, you see the arguments on like these YouTube people or whatever, and it's hard for me to buy into like, well, the moon is on the opposite side of the earth, so animals are moving more, something like that. I can buy into the fact that the moon's big, it's up all night. The deer feel like, they can see, maybe they move a little more, so that affects their when they're going to get up and feed in the daytime. That makes total sense to me. The other deal about like, well, the moon's big and it's in over China, or and somehow that affects us. That is a little harder for me to believe. So that's why I asked that. I just thought, you pay attention to that stuff more than I do. I would just
the great debate.
Yeah.